Tell me about your contact with some of our officers and whatever else you want to say.
After witnessing, the gentleman in the Camaro and all that stuff that happened, I just immediately, obviously after seeing what happened, I didn't want to be shot for no apparent reason, so I stuck my hands out the window. They told me to, one of the officers was saying, get down on your knees. So I tried to, when I got out the car, I went to go get on my knees. And then at that point, I just got grabbed. I'm not sure, it felt like maybe people grabbed me. I was grabbed by my hair, and 2 of my dreadlocks came out, and then I was put down face first on the ground. So then they were like, let me see your hands. So I put my hands behind my back. They put me in the cuffs, and then instead of picking me up, 2 officers, one officer grabbed one of my legs and one of the officers grabbed one of my legs, and they dragged me face first to where my stomach and my face were still in the grass and dirt, and they just dragged me, I would say maybe 10 feet, maybe they just dragged me back away from the car, by my feet, in the cuffs, face first. So one of the officers walks up at that point, and he just takes his boot and he kicks me in my forehead area right here with his boot, and he was turned the other effing way. I had dirt and stuff in my eyes from when he kicked me. So then I assume, I clearly can't see at that point because I'm looking this way, but I assume it's the same officer. He then took his boot or his foot and just put it on the top of my head, and just kind of mashing my head into the ground.
Today's date is January 17th, 2019. The time is 7:06 p.m. and the location is the Office of Professional Standards at the Lakeland Police Department, 219 North Massachusetts Avenue in Lakeland, Florida. Persons present are the speaker, Detective Stephanie Burcham, and Detective Paula Parker with the Office of Professional Standards, and Sergeant Brett Quackenbush, who is a potential witness in this case and giving an official statement about the incident. The administrative case number is COM 19-002. Going back to December 26, 2018, there was an incident with a gentleman who is a complainant in this case, Daniel Baldwin. Did you come in contact with Daniel Baldwin at that time?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And this is at Salem's at, is it 101 East Memorial?
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me about your conversation with Mr. Baldwin.
Mr. Baldwin was taken into custody, and he was being escorted to a patrol car. I briefly stopped and talked to him and advised that the reason that he was detained is because there were shots fired. It came from that general area. He was in a vehicle where a vehicle shouldn't have been, and that's where we were. And it was just, we have to make sure that everything's clear, and we'll figure it out.
And did he mention at that time, did he complain of any use of force issues?
No.
Did he complain of being kicked in the face?
No.
Did he complain of his head being stepped on?
No.
Are there any other details that you could think of that would be important?
Just as I said earlier that he was released, I can't recall the officer who had him in the back of the car, and basically they just said he was happy to be released and walking away from the situation.
And didn't complain about any use of force?
Not to my knowledge, no.
Okay. All right. Is everything that you told me true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes.
As this is an open internal affairs investigation, you are ordered not to discuss any details that you've learned about this investigation until it's completely closed. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay. This will conclude our interview, and the time is 7:09 p.m. Today's date is January 17th, 2019. The time is 7:13 p.m. The location is the Office of Professional Standards at the Lakeland Police Department, 219 North Massachusetts Avenue in Lakeland, Florida. Persons present are the speaker, Detective Stephanie Burcham, and Detective Paula Parker with the Office of Professional Standards, and Lieutenant Cheryl Kimball, who is a potential witness in this case and giving an official statement about the incident. The interview is being audio recorded, and the administrative case number is COM 19-002. The date that we're going to speak of is December 26, 2018. The complainant in this case is Daniel Baldwin. He was detained after some shots were fired after another officer-involved shooting. Did you speak with Mr. Baldwin at all?
No, I did not.
Okay. Did you observe him being detained?
Yes.
Tell me about that.
We called him out of the car. He stopped short of us. He got down on his knees. He was compliant because he was given orders. And Officer Garibaldi went up and handcuffed him in the back.
Okay. So he was on his knees when he was handcuffed?
Yes.
Okay. So did anybody kick him in the head?
No.
Did anybody step on his head?
No.
Was he drugged backwards in any way?
No.
Okay. Is there anything else that you can think of that would be important that we haven't discussed?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Is everything that you told me true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes.
As this is an open investigation, you're ordered not to discuss any details that you've learned about it until it is completely closed.
Okay.
And this will conclude our interview. The time is 7:16 p.m. Today's date is January 17th, 2019. The time is 7:42 p.m. and the location is the Office of Professional Standards at the Lakeland Police Department, 219 North Massachusetts Avenue in Lakeland, Florida. Persons present are the speaker, Detective Stephanie Burcham and Detective Paula Parker with the Office of Professional Standards, and Officer Joseph Novus, who is a potential witness in this case and giving an official statement about the incident. This interview is being audio recorded and the administrative case number is COM 19-002. The night that we're going to refer to is December 26, 2018, and the gentleman that is the complainant in this case is Daniel Baldwin. Do you know who I'm referring to?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. He was temporarily detained because there were some shots fired in the area, and I assume that he was it was thought that he could have been involved, so he was detained because of that. Is that sound correct to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So tell me about how your perception of how things happened, just involving him.
So myself and Officer Neal were sitting near the scene after the shooting, and we're by the bike barn in that little field, and shots rang out from behind us towards Tennessee. We turn, we see the black male, Mr. Daniel. See Mr. Daniel take off running towards his car. We run up, take a position of cover, start giving verbal commands. He complies with our verbal commands. For the most part, he was a little hesitant, screaming a little bit at us. But after a couple moments, he calmed down, listened to all of my verbal commands to him. He walked back to my voice. I got him in a position to where officers can go up and place him in handcuffs. Officers went up, placed him in handcuffs. At that time, officers began to conduct a quick pat down for weapons. Then they had trouble moving him to a position of cover because still haven't located the gun or know if he's the possible subject or the possible suspect is still out there with the gun. So they had a hard time. He wasn't really cooperating. Officers carried him and moved him to a position of cover.
Okay. When he was handcuffed, was he in a kneeling position or a prone position?
When he was handcuffed, the officers, he was on his knees. Prior to being handcuffed, the officers placed him on the ground to get more control. Put the handcuffs on him, and he was in a laid out prone position.
Okay. And do you remember who handcuffed him?
I cannot recall who handcuffed him.
Did you see anybody kick him in the head?
No, ma'am, I did not see that.
Did you see anybody step on his head?
No, ma'am, I didn't see that.
Do you remember specifically if it was one or two officers that handcuffed him?
I know one officer went up first initially, and then to move the suspect after the handcuffing and pat down, another officer went up and assisted with moving the suspect.
Oh, okay. All right. Is there anything else, any other details that you can think of that would be important?
No, ma'am. Once they got close to the near position of cover, I assisted with moving the suspect over behind the cover. That was it.
Okay. All right. Is everything that you told me true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, ma'am.
As this is an open investigation, you're ordered not to discuss any details that you've learned about this investigation until it's closed.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. This will conclude our interview, and the time is 7:47 p.m. Today's date is January 17th, 2019. The time is 7:50 p.m. and the location is the Office of Professional Standards at the Lakeland Police Department, 219 North Massachusetts Avenue in Lakeland, Florida. Persons present are the speaker, Detective Stephanie Burcham, and Detective Paula Parker with the Office of Professional Standards, and Officer Justin Moss, who is a potential witness in this case and giving an official statement about the incident. The interview is being audio recorded, and the administrative case number is COM 19-002. The incident date that we're going to be speaking of is December 26, 2018, and there was a gentleman named Daniel Baldwin who was in a Cadillac. Did you have an opportunity to interact with Mr. Baldwin at all?
No, ma'am.
Okay, but you saw kind of what was happening with his vehicle?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, tell me about that.
We heard shots fired. We all responded to the area of the shots fired, observed these people in the vehicle. We drew our weapons and they were ordered out of the vehicle. I was in front of the vehicle, behind a tree, with a deputy sheriff next to me. I used my light to blind them while the other officers called them out from the side.
Okay. And did you see Mr. Baldwin handcuffed?
I did not.
Okay. Do you remember who the deputy was that was there?
I do not. I know that he is a very big black man. That's all I know. I can't remember his name, but you can't miss him. He's the size of a house.
Okay. All right. And he assisted in handcuffing the female.
I don't know if he ever I never saw him handcuff her, but he did bring her to him and he took care of her, but I never actually saw him handcuff her.
Okay. All right. Is there anything else that you can think of that would be relevant
No, ma'am.
involving that scenario?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Is everything you told me true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, ma'am.
As this is an open internal affairs investigation, you're ordered not to discuss any of the details that you've learned about this case till it's closed.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, this will conclude our interview, and the time is 7:53 p.m. Today's date is January 30th, 2019. The time is 7:18 p.m. and the location is the Office of Professional Standards at the Lakeland Police Department, 219 North Massachusetts Avenue in Lakeland, Florida. Persons present are the speaker, Detective Stephanie Burcham, and Detective Paula Parker with the Office of Professional Standards, and Officer Max Blackburn, who is a witness in this case and giving an official statement about the incident. This interview is being recorded, and the administrative case number is COM 19-002. Officer Blackburn, would you raise your right hand, please? Do you swear or affirm that the statement you're about to give is true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
I do.
Put your hand down. State your whole name for the record.
Max Kern Blackburn.
I want to remind you of the Lakeland Police Department's general orders, which require you to provide truthful answers to all questions directly related to the scope of your employment, as well as full cooperation with investigators assigned to conduct administrative investigations. Do you understand that you are to provide truthful answers to my questions during this administrative investigation?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you understand that you are to cooperate fully with internal affairs investigators during the investigation?
Yes, ma'am.
How long have you been employed at LPD?
1 year and roughly 4 months.
Okay. What's your current assignment?
Bravo Squad, UPD.
All right. How long have you been on Bravo Squad?
Since January of 2018.
The incident that we're going to be speaking of is, it occurred at 101 East Memorial Boulevard at Salem's, and the date is December 26, 2018. It was just after an officer-involved shooting. There were some shots fired, and a couple people were detained briefly, and then the complainant in this case was detained in the back of Officer Simon's vehicle, and then you had an opportunity to have contact with him?
Yes.
Okay, and just for benefit of the tape, his name is Daniel Baldwin. When you were releasing Mr. Baldwin, tell me about your conversation with him.
He said he was kicked to the ground or pushed to the ground or something along those lines. Word for word, I don't remember.
Okay. Did he say if he was kicked in the head?
I don't know. I can't fully remember if he was kicked in the head or kicked on his back or something along those lines.
Or stepped on his head?
Maybe.
Okay.
I don't fully remember.
Okay. Is there anything else about the conversation that you can recall?
I told him if he had any further complaints or gripes, he was more than welcome to come to Lakeland Police Department. But at the time, we were thinned out.
Busy.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And then which direction did he go?
I told him he could get back to his car, but I said, please don't go through the crime scene. If he'll walk down South Florida or North Florida on the southward direction on the sidewalk.
Okay, go around to Tennessee the other way.
To get to his car.
Okay. Did you see any marks on him?
He was dirty on the front side from where I guess they had him on the ground.
Okay. Did he complain about his shoulders at all?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Let me make sure there's nothing else.
You didn't observe him getting arrested, did you?
No, ma'am. I was
Or detained?
when the shots popped off. I was at the front of Salem's. We were trying to get people out of the crime scene, and they're like, "We're not going out there and shoot. They're shooting." So I was like, "Okay, I need you guys out of the crime scene." So
Okay.
that was my extent of that.
Okay. All right. Is there anything else that you can think of as far as your conversation or him complaining about treatment?
No, ma'am.
Okay. All right. Is everything that you told me true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, ma'am. It is.
Is this is an open internal affairs investigation? You are ordered not to discuss any details that you've learned about it until it's closed.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. This will conclude our interview, and the time is 7:22 p.m. Today's date is February 6, 2019. The time is 7:55 p.m. And the location is the Office of Professional Standards at the Lakeland Police Department, 219 North Massachusetts Avenue in Lakeland, Florida. Persons present are the speaker, Detective Stephanie Bertram, and Detective Paula Parker with the Office of Professional Standards, and Officer Marquise Neal, who is giving a statement about the incident and is a potential witness. The administrative case number is COM 19-002. The date that we're going to be speaking about is December 26, 2018. The time was about 3 a.m. and involved some shots that were fired in the area of the bike barn sometime around that time. And you were present when that happened, is that correct?
Yes.
Tell me about that, just like a story from beginning and what was your part in it and what you saw.
To the point of the shots fired.
No, from the time the shots were fired after
Okay.
to where the gentleman was detained. Tell me about that part. Not about the other shooting before that.
Yes.
Just those sets of shots fired.
Okay. I was standing there. I want to say maybe with nose. I don't know the proximity of where he was, but I heard a shot. I don't know which way I was facing, but I think it came from behind me maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And then all I heard Norris say, it came from over there, and he said he's running or something. So I looked, and I didn't really see anything. But as he started going, I started going, and obviously I pulled my gun out, and we seen 2 cars sitting there, and I don't know what was relayed from the point of us going over there to these people possibly being the ones that shot. I don't know what was relayed, but also we thought these were someone in one of these cars shot.
Okay.
To which point we all getting in cover, and I was from the car maybe approximately maybe like 20 or so feet from the car maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sucked in behind it's like a trailer, I guess.
Okay.
And giving verbal commands at the car, at which point I don't know how many people was in that first car. Closest to me, it was 2 cars.
Mm-hmm.
We gained control of that first car, and then the sheriff office, which was on the other side, gained control of that second car.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, they gave verbal commands, he got out. Cause I don't really know what was said. I don't really know what he looked like. I just know it's a black male. I don't really know his hair color or hair style enough.
Okay.
They did the whole thing, put your shirt up, turn around, stuff like that. And as he backed up, he got maybe halfway. I want to say maybe Patel cuffed him initially,
Mm-hmm.
and then he also was in a line of fire because we still don't know where the exact shots was coming from. At the time we didn't know who else was in the car. We just know he got out. So he cuffed him up, and I don't know who helped him, but somehow he ended up behind me,
Okay.
which was between the barn and the trailer.
Okay.
And I was giving cover on the car, and I remember the guy saying, what's going on? It wasn't me. I didn't do anything. And I told him we'll figure this out. If he didn't do anything, we'll obviously let him go. But we just got to see who shot at us.
Okay. When he was being called out of the car, was he handcuffed, standing, kneeling, prone?
I don't recall. I would assume kneeling or prone.
Okay.
That's the most tactical way to do it.
And then, how was he brought back further? Was he carried or drug, or how did that happen?
I don't know. I remember him being cuffed.
Mm-hmm.
He had to be prone. It's not definite, but like I said, that would be the most tactical way to do it. Because when you're standing up, you really don't know if you got something in front of him. So I just remember being cuffed initially by Patel, and then I don't know who came and helped cuff him or even carry him or drag him out. I don't know. He ended up behind me. I know that.
Okay. But you don't remember if he was carried or how he was moved back?
No.
Okay.
I don't remember. I don't know who did it.
Okay. Did you see him after he was back towards the bike barn?
Behind me?
Yes.
Yeah, it was behind me.
Okay.
Because I seen him because he kept moving and talking,
Mm-hmm.
and we was trying to tell him be quiet so we can obviously focus on what we got, because we didn't know who else was in the car. Then
Okay.
you had the sheriff office on the other side with dealing with that other car.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, occupant was in that car, and I don't know if I guess I was adamant that it came from one of these two cars.
Okay.
So
He alleged that somebody kicked him in the forehead to get him to turn his head the other way. Did you see anybody kick him in the forehead?
turn what way?
To turn his head away from where his car was. He said they wanted him to look the other way, and they kicked him in the forehead.
No, it was super dark.
Okay.
It was just really, really dark. Like I said, he
Mhm.
was behind me. The only way I knew he was there, like I said, because he kept talking and he was like moving a little bit. I'm looking down. I was just still trying to focus on what's going on.
Okay.
I don't recall anyone, not for sure, to kick him.
Okay.
So,
He also alleges in his complaint that somebody stepped on his head. Did you see that?
no, man.
He also alleges in his complaint that somebody may have mushed his head with either a patrol rifle butt or a flashlight. Did you see anybody touch his head with any of those
No.
items? Okay.
Now, was it? Is it kind of a question?
Sure.
Was it at this time he was behind me, or is he?
He
'Cause
said
once
that
we left-
after he was moved, that's when those things happened.
Okay, because we left and I know they still had him detained. I don't know what happened after that. Once we
Okay.
obviously had to deal with the other stuff, but he
Right.
still was detained at that point.
He said it was immediately after he was moved.
Okay.
He said that he was drugged, and then he said after that, when they had him off to the side near the bike barn, is when those other things happened.
I mean, did he say who? I mean, he just
Right,
someone.
no, he doesn't know exactly who.
Oh.
He couldn't see.
Oh. So he was behind me. Like I said, all I was telling him was he kept saying I didn't do it. I didn't do it. I don't know what's going on. I told him, hey, we'll get this squared away. If you didn't do it, we'll uncuff you. But he obviously knew something happened. But
And when he was complaining, what was he saying? You were trying to get him to be quiet?
well, he just kept saying I didn't do it. What y'all doing? What's going on? I mean, it was not verbatim. That's what he was saying, but it was more so like, hey, what's going on? Why why y'all doing it? What's going on? So
Okay.
it was along those lines.
Okay.
And obviously we still trying to deal with what we got to deal with. And
Mm-hmm.
I don't even want to give away my location with him, talking lies. Say, hey, if you didn't do it, we'll get you out of here. We just got to figure out what's going on. He said, okay. I mean, he didn't seem hostile when I was talking to him.
Okay.
But I still was focused on what I had going on, and still sucked into the trailer.
Okay.
So
Okay. Is there anything else that you can think of? Any other details that you think would be important?
no, man. I'm sorry. It's just like it's real, like it's blotchy. So sorry.
It's okay.
Still don't remember.
All right. Is everything that you told me true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, ma'am.
As this is an open investigation, you're ordered not to discuss any details that you learn about this investigation until it's completely closed. All right. This will conclude our interview, and the time is 8:04 p.m. Today's date is February 6, 2019. The time is 8:26 p.m. The location is the Office of Professional Standards at the Lakeland Police Department, 219 North Massachusetts Avenue in Lakeland, Florida. Persons present are the speaker, Detective Stephanie Burcham, and Detective Paula Parker with the Office of Professional Standards, and Officer Jim Simon, who is a potential witness in this case and giving an official statement about the incident. The interview is being audio recorded, and the administrative case number is COM 19-002. The night that we're going to be speaking about is December 26, 2019. 2018. And this was after an officer-involved shooting. There were some more shots fired in the area of the bike barn, between the bike barn and Tennessee Avenue in a field, and a gentleman was detained and he was sat in the back seat of your car. Tell me about any interactions you had with him or anything you heard him say.
While he sat in the back of my patrol vehicle, he didn't say anything, but upon being released, he did mention his face was hurting, And he said someone kicked him. He doesn't know who kicked him, but he did have dirt on his face.
Okay.
And that was it.
Did he say if anybody stepped on his head?
No, he did not.
Did he say if anybody put their flashlight or patrol rifle butt to the back of his head?
No, he didn't.
Did he ever say if he was drug?
Out of the vehicle?
If he was drug across the ground?
No, he did not mention that.
Okay. But you said there was dirt on him?
There was dirt on his face.
On his face anywhere else?
I couldn't remember if there were dirt on his clothing.
Okay. All right. Is there any other details that you can think of that we haven't talked about your interaction with him?
No.
All right. Is everything that you told me true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes.
As this is an open investigation, you're ordered not to discuss any details that you've learned about the investigation until it's completely closed. And this will conclude the interview. The time is 8:29 p.m. Today's date is February 27th, 2019. The time is 9:24 p.m. And the location is the Office of Professional Standards at the Lakeland Police Department. Persons present are the Speaker Detective Stephanie Bertram and Detective Paula Parker with the Office of Professional Standards, and Officer Raj Patel, who is providing an official statement about the incident. The administrative case number is COM 19-002. The date that's relevant to this complaint is December 26, 2018. Were you working on that day?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you come in contact with Daniel Baldwin?
Not sure. Came in contact with some or a lot of people there, but
Okay.
not him specifically.
All right. Well, like a story from the beginning to the ending. Tell me about not the first incident,
Okay.
but the second incident that occurred at after 3 o'clock when there were some shots fired in the area of 900 block of Tennessee.
Right.
Tell me about that.
We were all standing near where the Camaro had crashed. Taylor had been transported to the hospital, and then while standing there, we heard another shot ring out, and it came from the vicinity of that back lot. Got a lot of trees. It's dark, so we all went over there. Only people that were there they're all in vehicles. There's 2 cars there. I didn't give any verbal commands, but obviously I drew my gun. Provided cover. There actually wasn't any cover. We're all just standing there. But the sheriff's office was there. Somebody ordered somebody out. I handcuffed the guy, and I just don't know which person I handcuffed.
Okay.
So
What did you do after you handcuffed the person?
we all went behind this old rusty trailer, because that was the only thing that we saw that would stop any more rounds if they came towards us.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody deemed the area was safe. I picked this guy up who was significantly taller than me. I was starting to walk him back towards near Florida Avenue where all the patrol cars were, and I was directed by Sergeant Quackenbush to go stand by myself somewhere until the PBA rep showed up.
So did you escort him to the vehicle?
No. I started to, and then I believe it was Officer Smith, Brandon Smith, that
Okay.
took him from me. I'm not 100% sure, but somebody took him from me, and then I went and stood by my police car.
Okay. I think it was Officer Neal that said that there was some people behind him. So when Mr. Baldwin was detained,
Mm-hmm.
the officers brought him behind. Were you behind Officer Neal? He said it was between the shed and the bike barn. Was that the kind of the area?
Yeah, right. There was a trailer. It was me. I believe Neil was there. We're all kind of just because that was the only cover we really had.
Okay.
So, and then, like I said, once it was, I don't know who determined it was safe, but then we all kind of.
So was Officer Novus with you?
I think initially he was when we went up. I think he was standing next to me, I believe.
Okay.
Not 100% sure.
All right.
Somebody was standing next to me, so.
Do you remember if Roberto Garibaldi was there as well?
I knew he was there. I don't know if he was back in that area or not. I'd say there's probably 20 law enforcement officers back there between us and the sheriff's office. So, and it's really dark back there. So.
Okay. All right. Mr. Baldwin said in his complaint that after he was handcuffed, he was moved from one area away from his vehicle to another area. The person that you handcuffed, did you move them?
I handcuffed
from
him
near the vehicle to away towards.
Right. I handcuffed him, and that was really about it. Until then, I re-picked him up. There was a couple officers that approached. I just got my handcuffs out first, so
Okay.
I just used mine.
Okay. So did you assist in moving him?
No.
Okay. Do you remember if the gentleman that you were focused on, if he was drugged backwards?
Not that I recall. I don't think so.
Okay. Do you remember if he was picked up?
I cuffed him, and then I immediately pulled my gun back out because there were still more people there. So.
Okay. All right. So were you near him when he was moved afterwards?
I don't even know if this is the right guy. So.
Right.
There was a guy we cuffed, and then I was looking at the David thing. So he was 5'8", and I'm I think 5'9", 5'10" on a good day, and this guy was significantly taller than me. So. Because I would definitely had to look up to him when I picked him up, so.
Okay. So you picked him up to get him away from wherever he was initially handcuffed? I mean, but he stood up? He didn't have to be carried or anything? Do you remember?
I didn't carry anybody.
Okay.
He was taken, he was cuffed, it was deemed safe, and then we moved him. But I do remember he was, even when he got out of the car, I think he was, he dropped down to his knees because I think I told him to get on his knees or whatever. But he was, if I had to guess, like 6'5". He was really tall dude.
Really tall?
Yeah.
Okay.
Way taller than me, so.
So I'm just trying to connect from the time that you handcuffed him to the time that you were walking him back to the vehicle where Quackenbush told you to not walk him any further.
I think we took maybe a step or two, and then it was like, "What are you doing?" I'm walking him to the car. He said, "No, you need to kind of remove yourself from the situation and just stand by."
Where were you at when he told you that? Do you know?
We're still in the sand lot, or I don't know what you want to call it, but the back lot. So.
Did you see that on any of the video?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Because I think the video ends at the end of the bike barn, and then there's the property still goes further, and then there's like a little dirt path that you can come in from on Tennessee. So.
Okay. During all of this, did you ever kick anyone in their head?
I did not.
Did you ever put your foot on anybody's head?
No.
Did you ever put your flashlight or the end of a rifle on the back of somebody's head?
I didn't have a rifle, and I normally carry my flashlight in this little compartment, and I ran back to my patrol car. It slipped out, and someone picked it up and took it, so.
Okay.
I don't know where it's at.
Okay. So that's no.
No.
Okay. Did you tell anybody out at the scene your black ass better not move?
No.
Okay. All right. Turn in the case file to policy section, to the green tab for use of force, and read the use of force policy, please.
Members authorized to use force in the performance of their duty shall use that amount of force which is objectively reasonable to gain compliance from a person control a situation, effect an arrest, or protect themselves or others from harm. Members shall comply with departmental policy or procedures concerning the documentation and investigation of any or the use of any force.
Do you believe that your actions violated any of that policy then?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Is there anything that I haven't asked that you think that would be relevant?
No.
Okay. Officer Williams, or anything you'd like to say?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Officer Patel, is everything you told me true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Have you been treated fairly throughout the interview?
Yes.
And as this is an open investigation, you're ordered not to discuss the details of the investigation with anyone except your chosen representative prior to its conclusion. Do you understand?
Yes.
This will conclude our interview, and the time is 9:37 p.m. Today's date is February 27th, 2019. The time is 11:46 p.m. And the location is the Office of Professional Standards at the Lakeland Police Department. Persons present are the speaker, Detective Stephanie Burcham, and Detective Paula Parker with the Office of Professional Standards, and Officer Joseph Novus, who is providing an official statement about this incident. The administrative case number is COM 19-002. Officer Novus, have you received a copy of your police officer's Bill of Rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And have you had a chance to review them?
Yes, ma'am.
And are there any questions in regards to the police officer's Bill of Rights?
No, ma'am.
It's noted that Officer Ryan Back is present as well during this interview. Officer Back, it's my understanding that you are Officer Novus's representative. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Officer Novus, are you on duty today?
Yes, ma'am.
And have you had an opportunity to review the complaint, the witness statements, and all existing evidence?
Yes, ma'am.
Are there any other potential witnesses that you didn't see listed in the case file that you feel need to be interviewed?
No, ma'am.
Have there been any unrecorded questions asked of you in regard to this case by internal affairs investigators?
No, ma'am.
Officer Novus, do you understand that you're ordered to provide truthful answers to my questions during this administrative interview?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you understand that if you refuse to testify or to answer my questions during this administrative interview, you may be subject to disciplinary action up to and including your dismissal from the department?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Raise your right hand, please. Do you swear or affirm that the statement you're about to give is true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, ma'am.
State your whole name
Joseph George Novus,
and your employee ID number
22596
and your badge number.
169.
How long have you been employed at LPD?
Since April 10th will be 2 years.
Okay. And your job title?
Job title is police officer.
Where are you currently assigned?
Patrol on Bravo Squad.
How long have you been on Bravo?
Since training.
Okay. The date that's relevant to this complaint is January 17th, 2019. My bad, let me back up. The date that's relevant to this complaint is December 26, 2018. However, you were interviewed as a witness in this case on January 17th, 2019.
Yes, ma'am.
It wasn't known at that time until the very end of your interview that you had contact with the complainant in this case and that you assisted in moving him to what you described to be as behind cover.
Yes, ma'am.
Follow up and explain what happened when you assisted with moving Mr. Baldwin.
Like I said in my witness interview, gave him verbal commands. He wasn't very compliant. Finally was compliant enough. Followed all my commands up to the end. He then dropped to his knees. He was then handcuffed. I learned today during the going over the file and the packet by Officer Patel. When the subject was being moved, he was being very uncompliant, talking, not assisting at all. When there's still an immediate danger of possibly somebody with a gun or a firearm, we have not located that firearm yet.
Is that Officer Neal that said that?
I heard the gunshot.
Okay.
Me and Officer Neal were sitting at the back of a vehicle in the right behind Salem's and then right beside Bike Barn.
Mm-hmm.
Gunshot rang out. I turned. I saw a subject standing there. When I got a visual of the subject, he started running. He ran to a car, took a position of cover, and gave the commands. But once he was being moved, he's being uncooperative. Officers basically carrying him. Once he got within couple feet of me, at most 5 to 6 feet away from me. He was in the air, but his feet were hitting the ground, hindering officers, causing them trouble. So I reached out, grabbed his ankles, and assisted with moving him over behind the trailer.
Okay.
It was a semi-tractor trailer.
Okay. When he said that he was drugged, is that probably when that happened? Trying to get a hold of his ankles?
When I grabbed a hold of his ankles, he was in the air.
Oh, okay.
He wasn't being drugged.
Okay.
The only thing being drugged was him not cooperating and standing for police. So his feet were hitting the ground, hindering the officers that were pulling back, and he didn't stop by his feet hitting the ground.
Okay. All right. He stated in his complaint that he received a kick to the head after he was moved. So after he was moved, did you kick Mr. Baldwin in the head?
No, ma'am.
Okay. And then he stated in his complaint that after he was moved, somebody stepped on his head. Did you ever step on his head after he was
No, ma'am.
moved? And then in his complaint, he said somebody mushed him in his head with an object like a rifle, the butt of a rifle or flashlight. So after he was moved, did you press anything against his head?
No.
And then Mr. Baldwin said in his complaint that somebody said to him, "Your black ass better not move." Did you say this to him?
No, ma'am.
Read in the policy portion of, it's right there, yeah, the use of force 3-1.15. Read that policy out loud, please.
Members authorized to use force in the performance of their duty shall only use the amount of force which is objectively reasonable to gain compliance from a person, control a situation, effect an arrest, or protect themselves or others from harm. Members shall comply with the departmental procedures concerning the documentation and investigation of the use of any force.
Okay. Having read that policy, do you believe you violated in any way when you assisted with moving Mr. Baldwin to
No, ma'am.
behind cover? All right. Is there anything else that you'd like to say that would be relevant to the investigation that we haven't talked about?
No, ma'am.
Officer Baxter, anything you'd like to say?
I would just like to remind the reader that Mr. Daniels cannot positively identify anybody at the scene. He only speculates that it was a white LPD officer, but past that, he can't identify anybody involved in that situation. And that's it.
Okay. Officer Novus, is everything that you told me today true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you been treated fairly throughout the interview?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. As this is an open investigation, you are ordered not to discuss any details with anyone except your chosen representative prior to the conclusion of the case. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, this will conclude our interview, and the time is 11:55 p.m.